Hey everyone, this is the Aurora N from Lynx, and today is interface day. I need to try to make sense of all of this, and all of this, and I don't even know what else. Man, it's crazy. So basically, oh yeah, all of this, firmware updates, download software. Anytime I add a piece of gear into the studio, I have these horrific flashbacks of being in school and not getting something. I remember the first time I had a Roland S50 sampling keyboard and I learned how to truncate a WAV file. And I was all excited because it basically meant that I could record something and then play it back if I wanted to on a key from the keyboard. And I go running downstairs, and my dad was a Army officer and just, you know, brilliant man, 2 masters, a doctorate. And I run downstairs, I'm like, Dad, check it out. I learned how to truncate. And he said, that's great, son. Knowledge is a wonderful thing. And in his own way, he was supporting me. But in reality, this is what I go through every time I add a piece of gear. Every time I add a router, or I add a different interface, or the playback system from Behringer, the amp switcher over there. I'm always wondering, is it gonna punch the ticket, or am I gonna be left with this taste in my mouth of, well, that didn't do it, now what? And so switching from an Apogee interface, which I've used for 20 years, I know the system pretty well, it's great, and highly recommended if you're into Atmos and all that stuff. Their new interfaces do that. But if you want all the features of this that I paid $2,500 for 15 years ago, you have to spend $7,000 now. And I do not understand that, because almost everything is cheaper and faster and better when it comes to technology. So, you know, the computer that I spent $6,500 on 15 years ago, I got 20 times more hard drive space, 20 times more cores, and I paid $4,200 for it. I don't understand how Apogee could just kind of like remove all these features for these semi-pro studios and only put them on their top of the line interface. So I switched and I went with Lynx. So now, after 20 years, I basically have to figure out a new way of doing everything that I've done for recording. Now, one thing that I found successful is just to set benchmarks. Like when I get the Apogee disconnected and I remove it and the Lynx goes in there, can I get audio through it? Can I get Logic pulled up on it? Can I get software, virtual instruments pulled up on it so that I can continue to teach piano lessons here later today? All these things, I just look at them as they're just benchmarks. They're just, or baby steps, if you like the Bill Murray movie, baby steps. But they're just pieces of the journey that make, I guess it makes the desire to learn more and more appetizing. So I've got 8 channels of drums on a wall port in the drum room, and I've got 8 channels, XLR channels in the drum room on a snake. So my question now is, well, how do I do that? Do I just put kick, snare, hi-hat, tom 1, 2, and 3, overhead left and right on that wall jack and run that directly into the interface, and then use the optional snake as sub kick, snare bottom, popcorn snare, stuff like that, so that you have up to 8 or 11 or 16 drums. But I have to like temper that, because the first step is I can't just go for everything at one time, or I'm going to be sorely disappointed. I need to hit small little benchmarks, kind of like Dave Ramsey says with the snowball theory. Pay off your smallest debt so that you gain the confidence that there's an end to this journey. While I don't necessarily agree with that all the time for getting out of debt, I do agree with that when it comes to learning something, or with my students when I'm teaching something. Let's just focus on a few chords. And maybe they're the 4 chords of your favorite song. Let's focus on how to strum without making any chords with this hand. And then we'll worry about just getting that rhythm down. And then we'll add the chords and see how quickly it takes us to change those chords. That's how I teach my students to learn an instrument, but it's also kind of, I have to remind myself I need to go back to basics when it comes time to learning something, because it's the little things along the way that give me the confidence that this was the right decision. I can do this. I'm eventually going to master this piece of gear. And if my planning and research and discovery was all accurate, then my future records are going to sound way better than my current records or my past records. And that alone is enough to get the wheels moving in the right direction. Kind of call it traction. If you're making progress, you're gaining traction, then you're moving in the direction you want to go. You might not be moving as fast as you want to go, but at least you're gaining traction and you're moving in that direction. That's it for today. We're going to talk about lighting in the near future. I hope my buddy Russ Beckner will see this video and go, hey, I can help, because he's amazing. But some of the really nice videos that I see on YouTube are, they're just beautiful looking videos. The cameras are great, and I'm just using my phone because I committed to walk you guys through every step of this process. We'll also talk about the vocal booth, the drum room, the ISO booth down the hall. We'll just try to figure out if any of you guys have a spare closet in the house and you're looking for some ideas, I can show you how to get the most out of that. But for now, I gotta say goodbye, because I gotta disassemble the Apogee ensemble and put it up on Reverb for sale. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you like this stuff, subscribe and hit the alert button so that you can get notified when there's other videos. Trying to say something at least every day or every couple days, just to keep you guys in the loop. Thanks for watching. See ya.